let's get into room for improvement. Not much to change about this, but I do have one thing. Do you have, is there? I noticed there was nothing on that page about. You got nothing?
No, I wouldn't say I didn't have anything about this. If I were to change anything, I would have changed the runtime of the film. I would have given this a good more 18 minutes probably to breathe because of the fact that there's so much going on with the film that I just feel like it's not wasted because clearly I'll go back and watch it. So it's one of those rewatchable films. It's one of those films that fits to that red category no matter where you're at. If you're just flipping to the channel, which people don't do anymore, but if you're just flipping and it's on, you watch it. So to me to add 10 to 18 minutes more runtime to it, I wouldn't listen. I've wasted more time on stuff that wasn't entertaining. So I would have wanted to see more of that. But again, it's a tribute to one thing I would not change is the end. This is one of the best endings to a film because they stayed true to what they wanted to do. As we talked about with
Get
Brad
out.
earlier.
No.
Get out. No. Just break down. As we talked about with Brad earlier, they stayed true. They knew what they wanted to do. They knew where they were going, and that's where they wound up at. So that's the only thing I would change is the runtime.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I think the pacing was perfect through the whole entire movie, from beginning to end. But I would, if they could have found a way to give me 10, 15 more minutes and maintain that same pacing, I would gladly accept that. And since they didn't do that, I don't know where they would go with the sequel. But I would fully embrace a sequel to this movie just to see Chad, Chino, and Will and Sam all back together again, even if it's in a different movie written and directed by Brad Copeland.
Well, I thought you were talking about the sequel he told us about, Browntown.
We'll make that happen. We'll get a change.org post on that too.
Yes.
So my room for improvement was the club scene when Becca takes E, and it is almost immediate. She's talking about feeling it now.
Because we did just see it was like a 60 seconds since she had just got kissed.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, though, before you do this,
are you going to talk to me about movie time?
No. I'm going to talk to you about he probably kissed 7 girls before that, so there was so much MDMA probably on his tongue.
Here's the problem, because Angela kind of brought this up too. She's like, she's like, it more time could have passed, and I would buy that normally, but in this scene, there is a song playing in the background by the band on the stage, Mr. and Mrs. Williams, and it's the same song playing. So we're in like 3 to 4, maybe 5 minutes
max
tops. We know from research online. I looked into this on Google. Not in my own history, how long it takes.
It is in your history, your Google history.
Yeah, not in my biological history.
Gotcha, okay.
I'm clean, I'm pure. But it takes longer than the length of one song. It would be awesome if it kicked in within the length of one song. Like, you could take it in the beginning of Hey Ya, and by
shake it like
you're already... Yeah, this is good. I'm feeling it. And then the same thing happens to Glenn Howerton. When he takes it, he's like...
He took his with a beer, though. And some
saliva. I don't give a He takes
it,
and then he walks over. And by the time he takes it here, walks over there and is talking to her, he's like, ecstasy, aside from the feeling like your heart's going to explode every now and then, it's a one hell of a drug. And maybe he's saying that from the future and looking back. But... and it's just my little nitpicky thing where it's just one of those things that kind of was like, come on, and I understand it had to be done for the pacing to get it.
But what you're saying is at least change the damn song, make us think some more time had went by.
Yeah, maybe cut to Chad doing something stupid at home,
and then come back. But I forgot they just did that. So I can respect that. I can respect that.
And really, and I'll be honest, I reached for this.
Right.
Like, this movie was so good that I had to reach that far into the bottom of the petty barrel to find this thing that I had a problem with, because I wanted to have at least one room for improvement on this movie. So that's my petty little pet peeve. Ecstasy takes longer to kick in than one length of a song.
Ironically, the length for as much stuff we've discussed and written down about this film, that in correlation to the lack of information you can find about the film is crazy.
Yeah.
We wrote more about the film in the last 48 hours than IMDb, Google, Twitter, NBC. So if you guys just hire us, we'll just do the grunt work for you.
All right, that is what we would have changed in Coffee Town. Let us know if there was anything in the movie that you would have liked to see happen differently. Do you agree with my problem with the ecstasy? Do you agree with his problem with the runtime?
Yes. And not necessarily problems, just suggestions in the future. I mean, we've made more with small budgets, so if you give us a big budget, we'll make more.
Was there something? And I swear to God, if one person it leaves a comment about they wish there would have been less jokes about race or intelligence or special people or AIDS, then just unsubscribe and never visit this channel again because you are the problem.
That's the trailer.